In today's video, I want to talk about the topic discipline, how to build discipline and what it actually needs that you're willing to build and work on your discipline. Because, let's get it straight. Discipline is not easy. Discipline can feel really uncomfortable. But what does it actually need to build discipline? First of all, it needs motivation. So you need some very good reasons why you should be disciplined. So by the end of today's video, you should actually know what it needs to create some motivation so that you find it much easier to be disciplined. So welcome back. In case you're new, good to have you here. My name is Steven. I help athletes become mentally strong and successful. So the first thing that we need if we want to create some motivation and discipline is we need a vision. So let's write this down. We need a vision. So that's the first thing that we actually need. So what is it actually? Ask yourself, what is my biggest dream that I want to bring to life? So what is it that you want to be, what you love, where you see yourself maybe in 1, 5, 10 years, it doesn't matter. It can be some years away from now. But ask yourself, so what is my vision? What is the why? Why you should actually be disciplined? Why you should be or want to be motivated? So this could, for example, be, I want to take part in the next Olympic Games in 3 or 4 years' time. Or I want to be under the top 100 players within the next 5 years in my country or in the world. Or I want to be on the podium in the national championships next year. So that's your vision actually. So once you have clarity about your vision, you need some goals on the way to the vision. So let's write this down. Goals. Here we go. So we have goals underneath the vision. So what does this mean now, goals? The goals are the steps in between. It's like going up Mount Everest. You can't do this in one go on one day. So the vision is the peak, let's say, and the goals are the base camps. So we need some goals in between so that we don't lose our way, that we don't lose motivation, because in case we move, because if we lose motivation, we don't see any reason why we should be or stay disciplined. That's why you need to set some goals. Let's demonstrate this in an example. You have an athlete that wants to take part in the Olympic Games in 3 years' time. That's his vision. And maybe he wants to be under the top 10 in 3 years' time at the Olympic Games. Now, so that he doesn't lose his way and motivation and discipline on the way, he needs to set some goals. This could, for example, be he wants to be under the top 10 at the national championships in 2025. And in 2026, he wants to promote from the B level to the A level in his national team. By defining goals like this, the athlete can make sure that he doesn't lose his way and that he stays consistent and focused. Once the goals are set, it's about defining some measures. So let's write this down. Measures. Here we go. So the measures. So that means the athlete needs to define now very precisely what it actually needs that he can achieve his goals in the long run, or that he can reach his vision. So this could, for example, be like, okay, every week I do 250 additional reps, or I go maybe 3 times per week to the gym, or before leaving the house in the morning, I do my morning routine. This morning routine could consist of 15-minute stretching, or a yoga, or a meditation, or some video analysis of the last training or competition, Or it could be something like I do 50 additional free kicks and penalty kicks by the end of the week. And I do this every single week. These are very precise and specific measures that bring me closer to my goal or my goals and my vision in the long run. And this is something that should, in combination with my vision and my goals, should make sure that I stay focused, that I stay motivated, and that I build up some consistency and discipline. Because discipline is nothing else than consistency. And to make sure that we really bring these measures into action, we should define, we need a plan. So let's write this down. We have a plan. So here we go. To make sure that we really bring the measures into action, we ought to define a plan. And this plan could be a weekly plan. That's what I do with my clients, and it works pretty well actually. Is I have my clients define their vision, then their goals, the measures, and then we bring it on one sheet in a weekly plan from Monday to Sunday. So what does the athlete actually want to do, and what does he need to do to achieve his goals and his vision in the end? And by creating a weekly plan, it's really amazing what this does actually with our mind actually, because we see it at one glance what we should do every week, and it helps us actually to stay motivated. It helps us to have clarity. It helps us in building up consistency and discipline. And this weekly plan helps us in building discipline and consistency. Make sure that the weekly plan shows all the trainings, competitions, all the reps, everything that you want to do, the good habits that you want to add to the weekly plan that help you in achieving your goal and reaching your vision in the end. So now we have the plan, the weekly plan. Now it's up to we need to measure our success every single week. So let's write this down. Evaluate success. Here we go. So at the end of each week, we need to evaluate actually what have we done in the previous week. Did we do all our reps? Did we do our tasks that we wrote down in the weekly plan? What did we do? What didn't we do? Why didn't we do it? And then write it down. Then find out, or then calculate actually what's the ratio. So for example, you have, as an example, you have 10 tasks per week, training, your reps, your learnings, your video analysis, your mental coaching, whatever it is, everything that you need to reach your goals and your vision. So how many of these did you actually do? So what's the ratio? Did you do 90%? Did you only do 70%? Was it 50%? Was it less? And this shows clearly actually where you're standing with your discipline then at the end of the week. Write it down, be very honest with yourself, because you only do this for yourself, for no one else. If it's higher than 90%, congratulations, you're absolutely on a pro level. So you're very, very disciplined. Is it between 70 and 90%? That's still very good, excellent, good stuff. You are getting closer to your goals and your vision. Is it lower than 70%? Then you definitely have some potential in building your discipline. But if this should happen from time to time, don't worry, just try to improve from week to week and work on your discipline. Once you have set a clear and smart vision, I can guarantee you find it much easier to build discipline and motivation over the long run. In case you would like to build your discipline and work on your vision and your goals, get in touch with me and book a free call via the TidyCal link in the video description. Let me know in the comment section how you actually build discipline. Maybe you have some good ideas you would like to share also with the other viewers. In case you like the content, feel free to share it with others that might be interested. Leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done yet so far. Thanks for watching and hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye.